All right. Hi there, guys. Welcome tonight for a wonderful performance from Matthew Ball, also known as the Boogie Woogie Kid. I'm Mallory Metzger. I'm from Hackley Public Library here tonight. Just so excited about bringing this fun program for you guys to enjoy online in the comfort of your own home. And before we begin the program, I just kind of want to mention some of the upcoming things that we have for Hackley Library Online. Of course, you know, we have our summer reading program, which is currently going on, and it runs through August 15th, and there's still time to participate. You can find all the details at hackleylibrary.org or on Hackley Library's Facebook page. And the cool thing is you don't need a library card to participate, and it's free for all ages. So definitely check that out. And we also have a really great book discussion, an online book discussion coming up on Monday, August 10th. And we'll be discussing the riveting novel, The Bear by Andrew Kravac. And if you haven't had the chance to read it yet, again, there's still time, and you can read it for free with your Hackley Library card by using Hoopla, which is a digital resource, something great to be able to utilize and find so many different fun things to read and watch. So again, definitely check out hackleylibrary.org or Hackley Library's Facebook page for details on that. And of course, today is Election Day. If you haven't had the chance to vote, there's still time to do that. And there are a lot of things to consider on the ballot, including Hackley Public Library. And everyone's voice counts in our community. So if you haven't voted already, definitely feel free to get out and do that. But we are here to enjoy a great music performance for Matthew, also known as the Boogie Woogie Kid. And he's going to be bringing us some really excellent piano playing and some fun music of New Orleans and boogie, blues, swings, and song favorites from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So without further ado, please welcome with me Matthew Ball, also known as the Boogie Woogie Kid.
Thank you so much, Mallory. It's my pleasure to be here in the virtual space of the Hackley Public Library, and thank you to each of those members and friends of the Hackley Public Library that are listening in and have joined. And I specialize in playing the music that made America dance, boogie woogie, blues, jazz, and swing music. I'm going to start off with a piece that made its debut at Carnegie Hall, believe it or not, way back in 1938 in the hands of a gentleman named Albert Allens. This is the Swanee River Boogie. All right. So there's some classic boogie woogie from the year 1938. And once boogie woogie, which was a very avant-garde form of jazz, made its debut back then, it swept into the big bands and washed over the nation as a jazz craze for a whole generation. And among the bands that it infected was the great Glenn Miller Orchestra with this next number called In the Mood. Alrighty, we're gonna stay with the 20s and 30s here with a ragtime melody that is probably a conversation among men if you listen to the lyrics. If you're a believer in love at first sight, maybe these are the lyrics for you. It's called Ain't She Sweet? twice. Following confidential, ain't she nice? Let's cast your eye in a direction. Me on my perfection. Ain't she sweet? I mean, hit the beat. Following confidential, ain't she sweet? Ain't she fair? I mean every way. Following confidential, ain't she fair? Ain't she sweet? I mean hit the feet. Falling confidential, ain't she sweet? Boy, ain't she sweet? Falling, ain't she sweet? All right, let's see. I also love to play the music of New Orleans in addition to music from the swing dancing era. And down in New Orleans, they love to jazz and blues up some old spirituals. Maybe do the next couple like that. This is one called Just a Closer Walk with Thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Oh, gonna hear my plea. Really wanna be close with thee. Oh, baby, baby, oh, baby. I'm weak, thou art strong. Keep me from wrong. I'll be sure as long as I won't let me walk close to me. All right, let's see. We'll come back to New Orleans in just a second and play some more Boogie Woogie for you. And this is one of my own. It's called Orleans Boogie-Woogie. let's keep going here with another New Orleans old spiritual. This is a blues take on When the Saints Go Marching In. When the Saints they go marching in. And when the Saints they go marching in. I believe, yeah, when the Saints go marching in. And when the Orleans they come rolling in. All in the Orleans they come rolling in. I believe, yeah, when I say, oh, marching in. And when the Saints they go marching in. All in the Saints they go marching in. I believe, yeah, when the Saints go marching in. All right, let's take it into the world of jazz with a tune from the great Fats Waller. This is something he titled Ain't Misbehavin. The lyrics are maybe some advice toward men while dating. And it goes a little something like this. Ain't Misbehavin. Let's see if we can do another song from the 20s. This is one I remember that came out for me, or that captivated my attention after I watched this little 70s film called Jaws. And there's a scene in the movie where they sing this song. And I mean, the actors sing this song. There is a moment where they find the big fish in the ocean, which they think is an accomplishment before a successful hunt. And they're down in the boat's cabin enjoying some strong drink and camaraderie, singing this one called Show Me the Way to Go Home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired, I just need a rest. I had myself some fun a little while ago. Went right to my head. No matter where I go, land, sea, or fall, always gonna let you sing that song. Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I just need a rest. I had myself some fun a little while ago. And right to my head. No matter where I go, land, sea, or fall, always gonna hear you sing that song. Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I just need a rest. I had myself a time a little while ago. And right to my head. No matter where I go, land, sea, or follow, you're always gonna hear me sing that song. Show me that way to go home, go home, go home. All right, I want to take a moment and say thank you for those listeners in. And we're about at the halfway point. I'm going to keep on playing until about 7. My name is Matthew Ball. I am the Boogie Woogie Kid online if you're just joining in. And I hope you'll, at some point, make your way over to the Boogie Woogie Kid page on Facebook. You can find me there and all about upcoming things, virtual and otherwise. Once again, thank you to the Hackley Public Library, and if you're able to vote and support them tonight, I understand there's a measure on the ballot, so I want to say thank you to Hackley for welcoming me to their virtual space. Let's see, we'll keep it going with some more Boogie Woogie. This is a tune out of the 40s that sometimes is called a novelty song. By the time the 40s rolled around, everybody was playing some kind of boogie woogie. It was the fad and the craze at that time. But a gentleman by the name of Jack Fina thought he'd do something clever and come up with something fresh. He adapted the boogie woogie sound and style to a very famous classical melody called The Flight of the Bumblebee. And the name of his piece was called the Bumble Boogie. And the piano players loved it because it's just one speed, which is as fast as you can go. If you're so inclined, you can also find a little cartoon short set to this music that was made by Walt Disney, a contemporary of Jack Fina. and it's out there on YouTube. I know I've seen it. This is the Bumble Boogie. All right. As I said, fast and fun for the Bumble Boogieers. Okay, let's do an old tune. I remember Flat's Domino cover it. It's an earlier song than his. It's called Careless Love. Love, oh, love, careless love. Do you leave me for you? Oh, let me be. Once my heart was laid. Once my heart was laid. You made me for you. Oh, Lord, let me be. Love, oh, love, careless love. Love, oh, love, careless love. You will leave me for you. Oh, love, let me be. Alrighty. Let's go back to a little bit of jazz. Here's something short and sweet. It's from the great Gershwin, and it's called Let's Call the Whole Thing Off. Okay, let's do a little more Boogie Woogie here for you. This is a take on the original Boogie Woogie from 1928, which was from Clarence Pinetop Smith. And he got the nickname Pinetop for being able to scale trees to great advantage as a youth. But in any event, His record out of 1928, titled the Pine Tops Boogie Woogie, was responsible for cementing this slang of the day, boogie woogie, to a specific piano playing style, which we know today as boogie woogie. And here's my take on that. All right, let me just do two or three more here for you. This is an old blues called Ain't Nobody's Business If I Do. Long years, long ago, I had no I've done what I can. I had nobody's business. Oh, if I do, if I do. Took my lives, paid my dues. No, no, ain't nothing I owe you. I had nobody's business. Oh, if I did. And no lie, no, no, no reason why. But it had nobody's business. Oh, if I did, yeah, if I did. No, it ain't nobody's business. Lord, if I do. All righty, let's see. Well, we got time for a couple more, I suppose. How about a little more boogie woogie? Keep it all rolling. And this is a little boogie woogie adaptation of a tune I love. It's not out of America, but instead from Australia. They love to sing it down there about an unnamed wanderer who chose to forgo living in polite society and instead make his way in the free and open spaces of the outback. And living off the land, he inevitably runs into the law. When the police come for him, rather than suffer the injustice of capture, he sacrifices himself. And as he jumps to his end, he sings a song to that which has been his only companion, a small knapsack which he's nicknamed Matilda. And so when he jumps off the ledge into what they call the billy bog, he sings, "You'll come and won't see Matilda with me." All right. As we come to the conclusion, once again, I'm just going to play one more piece for you. I'd like to say thank you so much to the Hackley Public Library and Mallory and Annalise for helping me out with the technology. I hope everything has come out smoothly. Thank you to each of you who have joined in and maybe watched and listened for a tune or two. My name is Matthew Ball. You can find me on Facebook as the Boogie Woogie Kid. Join me there. I hope you will. And once more, I understand that the Hackley Public Library is on the ballot this evening. So after the concert, if you haven't voted already, go ahead out and maybe support the library. And if you have time to even share a kind word to support programs like this continuing, it's been my pleasure to be here. I'm going to finish up with another old spiritual they love to jazz up. This one's called This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, yeah, all night. Out in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Out there in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Oh. Yeah, it's a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, yeah, alright. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Thank you so much. Take it away, Mallory.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Matthew. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much for a great performance. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who was watching. We really appreciate you taking the time in your evening to listen to a great music performance and just be a part of our Hackley Library online programming. And feel free to visit hackleylibrary.org or Hackley Library's Facebook page for more upcoming online events. And thank you again so much for joining us. Thank you, Matthew, and everyone. We hope you all have a really great night.